Welcome back to channel my J Physics. So hope everybody doing good. Today we are going to discuss very good question related to moment of inertia. Hope everybody read the question. Please go through the question once and try it yourself and come back for the solution. And please promote the channel and share with your friends. Okay, and please let me know how did you get this question in the comment section, and let me know how many of you also got the question in the comment section. Okay, so let us solve the question. So if you observe the question, it's a square plate with so many squares are removed. So you take a square and middle of the 1 by 9 square means, first I'm explaining how they are going to remove the squares. Okay, so suppose this is a square plate. Now we make the square plate into 9 parts, then this middle part is removed. So similarly, if you again make 9 parts of each square, then middle part is removed. Again, if you make 9 parts of the other square, again middle part is removed. So likewise, so we got a object. So object with so many removed parts. So we need to identify moment of inertia of this plate. So which is like if you want to solve by using integration, or usually whenever some object is removed from the, some part of the object is removed, so the usual method is moment of inertia of the remaining object, okay, is equal to moment of inertia of the original object minus moment of inertia of the removed object. So all should be about the same axis of rotation. So this is the method what usually follow. Okay, but here removed parts are so many, so that's why it is very tough to follow this method. Then how we solve this question? So here we follow one method, we call it as scaling method. Okay, so just the dimension of the objects we are going to change. Okay, so as the dimensions are changing, and we try to implement the same logic to the one object to other object. So first I'll explain, okay, so how I'm going to do it. So first let me take this square. So this is the square for which we require the moment of inertia. Okay, so then how I'm changing this square. So let us see I'm keeping the one square, okay, and I'm keeping one more square to this. Okay, so similarly I'm keeping different squares, same squares. So maybe I'm going, okay, let me, so see I can make the object previously also, but I thought like, okay, as I'm constructing the object here, you will understand better. Okay, so that's why I'm constructing the object again. So like this I'm keeping the same squares so that I'll get a bigger object. So please adjust with the little alignment. Okay, so something like this. So not exactly aligned one to other, but we'll get the same square. See, now this is the object I'm taking. So actually this is the part, okay, na? So this is the part which for which we require the moment of inertia. Now I got this. Okay, so total I have taken the 8 squares. I constructed a big object. Now what is the dimension of this object? See, for given object dimension is L. Now for this we are having the dimension of 3L. Okay, if leftover mass, see, after removing all squares, small squares, okay, after removing the squares we got the object mass is M. M is the mass of the object. Then definitely what is the mass of this object? 8M. Okay, na? Now what is the moment of inertia we require? We require the moment of inertia about axis of rotation passing through center and perpendicular to plane, right? So that means axis of rotation is coming towards you from the screen, out of the screen. Okay, so if I take moment of inertia about axis passing through center and perpendicular to plane, then what is the moment of inertia of this object? See, now there is no difference between this, bigger square. I'll say that this is second diagram. Okay, there is no difference between the second diagram and first diagram except what do you say, the dimensions. So this we call it a scaling method. Smaller object to higher object, the nature of the object remains same. Okay, so if moment of inertia of the smaller object, if I take I, which we require I value, okay na, required moment of inertia is I, then what would be the moment of inertia of this object? We know that moment of inertia of the object is proportional to mass of the object and dimension square. Okay, so similarly moment of inertia of this object I am taking as something like an I dash, then I dash is proportional to mass 8m into dimension 3l whole square. So hope you are understanding. Okay, so this is the required moment of inertia, this is the moment of inertia what we developed. Then what is the relation between these two? The relation between these two is I dash by I is equal to, this is 72 ml square by ml square, because that proportionality constant will cancel out. Okay, hope you understood. So ml square goes off, then I get I dash is equal 72 I. So some relation, some sort of relation I got, but I require I value, not I dash value. So now what we do is, if you observe carefully, then see this square, all corner squares arrangement is same from the axis of rotation. So if you see from the axis of rotation, okay, all these corner squares will have the same distance, I mean center to center distance, you can check. Okay, so all these corner squares are having same nature, I mean should be having the same moment of inertia because the arrangement is same. Whereas center squares, like if you take one side, center square is something like this. Suppose if I choose the green, yeah, this square and this, okay, even this and this one. So all these are having the same orientation, or you can say same arrangement from the axis of rotation. So all these should have the same moment of inertia. Okay, now I can take individual squares and I can find out the total moment of inertia of the object. So obviously this length, see this length would be L, even this length also L, then corner squares will be at a distance of root 2 L, whereas this is L by 2 and this is L by 2, so this length will be L. So now I can write down the I dash value. I dash value as 4 times of moment of inertia of the corner squares. Okay na? So I am taking the bigger object as 8 what do you say, that individual objects, bigger square as 8 individual squares, because we know the moment of inertia of each square about axis of rotation passing through center. So that's why. Okay na? So all these moment of inertia are I. So now I can find out the I dash value. I can find out the I dash value by using the parallel axis theorem. Okay na? Plus 4 times of moment of inertia of the, I am writing as middle squares, which are green one, which are shown in the green. So total 8 squares, I'll get the moment of inertia of the entire object. So then how to find out? Let us see. I dash value, let me write down. So I dash value is equal to 4 times of moment of inertia of the corner square. So what is the moment of inertia about passing through center of mass I, plus m into the distance between the two centers, sorry, two axes of rotation passing through centers, okay, which are perpendicular distance. See this is the axis of rotation which is coming out of the screen, and here also coming out of the screen. Okay, these two, okay, these two are coming out of the screen. What is the distance between them? Distance between them is root 2L. So I can write down root 2L whole square. Similarly, what is the moment of inertia of the center squares? You take any center, moment of inertia about axis passing through center is I, the distance between the two axes is L, then moment of inertia is I plus, okay, I center mass plus m into distance between the two center square. Then what I will achieve from this? So now we know that I dash is equal to, we can write down 4I plus 4I, it is 8I, plus this is 2 ml square, this term. Okay, no? This term is 2 ml square into 4, you will get 8 ml square. So I think you can do that mathematics, plus this is 4 ml square. But we don't require the I dash value, we require I value. And what is the relation between I dash and I? I dash and I is related with 72I. Okay, na? So this is 72I is equal to 8I plus this is 12 ml square. then we can find out the I value. 72 minus 8, 64I is equal to 12 ml square. Okay, so then I value is equal to 12 ml square by 64, which is I can write down as 4 times, so like 3 ml square by 60. So this is the required moment of inertia of the plate. So what is the moment of inertia for the given object system? Our given object is 3 ml square by 16. So here we used dimensional logic, okay, so which we also call it as scaling method. L dimension to 3L dimension it is changed, and we tried to find out moment of inertia with this logic. Okay, so hope all of you understood and enjoyed this video. So if does, please do like the video. At the same time, please share with your friends, so that channel will be promoted and will go into the different student community. And please post in your groups also the same video. So hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll meet with another excellent question in the next video. Thank you so much. Till then, be safe and stay at home.